Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Devin and I read books, and this is Devin Reads Books, and I apologize for missing Monday. It has been a weird week for sure, but today we are going to do the mid-year freakout tag that was started by Murphy Napier over on Murphy Napier Books, and then there's another YouTuber, Rammel Broadcasting, who just did his, and so I want to do mine. So overall, I am ahead on the books I want to read this year. But I kind of like this tag and taking that as a chance to kind of look back at the things that I have read already. So question number one is my best book for this year. If I were to pick one, because I think I've had 4 or 5 stars. Not too many, but I've had several. But I think if I have to pick one, it is going to be Impossible Creatures by Catherine Rundell. And this is not going to be for everybody, I get that. I'm someone who can still really appreciate children's fantasy, but I loved the book. I thought it was super charming, very fun, creative. The characters were great. There were some really heavy moments, and I really liked the world, and I didn't expect it to be that good. Honestly, if it had a bit more details, a little more intricate, I could see it being classified as YA. It is just kind of cozier and a little bit dialed in for that older children's age range. Question number 2. The best sequel that I read this year is, without a doubt, The Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie. I know this is a weird follow-up. Wow, my lighting just did a weird thing. But I know this is a weird follow-up to Impossible Creatures, but I love this book. So this one and Before They Are Hanged, I binged in the same weekend. They were both spectacular, but this is the one that I gave the 5-star to. Question number 3 is a new release that I haven't read, but I want to, and honestly, I haven't been following that many new releases. Question number 4 is my most anticipated release, and I have 2 because I cannot decide. So one is The Poison King, which is the sequel to Impossible Creatures, but the other is a new Percy Jackson spin-off book. So the series is already a thing. It's a Nico D'Angelo book, basically. It's focusing on him and his life since the end of the Percy Jackson series. And I really liked The Sun and the Star, which I keep pointing to, but I think it's actually up here somewhere. Oh no, it's not. It's right here. I was wrong. I really enjoyed this very, very much. I loved the character work, so I'm really excited to see what the next book, The Court of the Dead, is going to be like. Question number 5, biggest disappointment. Don't even have to look. It is Throne of Glass. I need to finish the audiobook. I have 2 hours left, and I just am not interested. I'm really bummed. I liked ACOTAR. The first book, Thorns and Roses, was a little bit dull. It was basically a Beauty and the Beast retelling. But I like the character work in the world enough. Throne of Glass is just not getting me. I don't like the characters at all. I really don't like the main character. But it is fun every time that the narrator says Otterland, and all I can think of is Otterland. Biggest surprise. So my biggest surprise, for sure, I thought about doing The Day of the Door by Laurel Hightower, because I didn't expect to like that as much as I did. But this book was a true surprise, because I didn't even know it was coming out, and I loved it. But that was Breath of the Dragon by Fonda Lee and Shannon Lee. I adored this book. This was spectacular. I really liked it. I really hope I hear something about the second book soon, because this story needs to continue. But I got an email, saw it on a whim, grabbed it at Target, and started reading it, and I loved it. A super fun YA fantasy, kind of kung fu martial arts fantasy, and just a wonderful experience. And my first Fonda Lee book, might I add. I still need to read Jade City, but it makes me so much more excited to read Jade City because of how much I liked the writing in that. Fictional crush, Juice Box, and I'm not going to elaborate. New favorite character, Princess Donut of the Queen Anne Chonk, for sure. Princess Donut is spectacular. There are times in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series where she's carrying the entire book. I've talked about it a little bit on the channel, but Dungeon Crawler Carl kind of goes up and down, and if you watch other reviews, you kind of see the same thing. It's not a very consistent pedigree, the whole time, but she carries those down moments so hard. She makes it so enjoyable. Book that made me cry. I don't really have any books that made me cry this year, but there were some parts in several of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books that were very heavy and emotional that I can't really go into too much detail about because of spoilers. Impossible Creatures 2 had some really, really heavy moments. Book that made me happy. Most of them. Impossible Creatures, I can't stop talking about it. That made me exceptionally happy just to read through. I also felt really full of joy reading The Book of Three by Alexander Lloyd. They were just very charming, fun little adventure books that just instantly picks up your mood. Prettiest book that I bought is for sure... Oh, I already got it out. So the prettiest book that I bought this year is for sure The Scorpion and the Night Blossom. I love these sprayed edges so much. Stop focusing on my face. There we go. It's absolutely stunning. And this is by Emily Wenzel. She wrote the Blood Air trilogy. I mostly only know her, I should say, from Song of Silver, Flame Like Night, which is a duology that I did not expect to enjoy as much as I did. So I'm very excited to give this a chance and see. I'm just kind of waiting till I'm in a little bit more of a mood where I'm okay with romantasy, but I'm excited to get to it. And finally, we have what books do I want to read by the end of the year? Technically, the question is what books do I need to read by the end of the year, but I am afraid of commitment. So we are going to try and get to The Living Dead by Daniel Kraus and George A. Romero. I love Night of the Living Dead so much. Dawn of the Dead, 1978 and 2004 are also spectacular, but the OG has my heart ever since I was 8 years old watching it on a local access network when I should have been asleep. Bram Stoker's Dracula, for sure, is also on that list. And the big, oh god, I forgot the big fantasy. The big fantasy, well, technically it's sci-fi I need to read is Dune. And this is actually a reread, but it's been over 10 years, so I don't know if I want to count that as a reread, but I need to read this. This I'm gonna try and read really soon. And then the last big thing I want to read this year is Jade City. I would like to read the entire Greenbone saga. Don't know if that's gonna happen. We're gonna see. Like I said, not very good with plans here. But guys, that is my mid-year freakout tag. I am actually, I set my reading goal pretty low, so I think I'm about halfway there now. I'm gonna check it. Oh my god. So I'm checking the list of books I need to read, and I just remembered I also need to read Boy's Life. I've already started it, so I need to finish that by the end of the year. But I am over halfway. Goodreads says I am 14 books ahead of my challenge, but that's because I set it to 52 books for the year, and that's still pretty achievable for me. A book a week is usually somewhere in the ballpark for me, but it varies depending on the size. So overall, I shouldn't be freaking out, but I feel like I could read more, and there is more to read. But that is all for this video today, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, I am sorry for the no video Monday. We'll be back to our regular schedule on this upcoming Monday. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment. Let me know what you are reading and what you want to read by the end of this year, and I will catch you next time.